what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Bain Break It Down Forex. It's your boy Big Bain in this thing, and you guys guessed it. Another week, another opportunity for us to make some money in the Forex market. Let's get right to it. All right, boom, over on the dollar, guys. Dollar's a little mixed. All right, from a higher time frame, if we look at it on the daily, I did expect it to drop. All right, as you can see, we got that major rise up. We hit resistance and we started to fall, but this pullback tapped into this demand area, and ever since we've been rising. We made a higher high, and now here we made a higher low, so we could go to make that higher high as we get into next week. So looking at it from a lower time frame, it really looks mixed, all right, because we're at this fair value gap here that it might respect and start to push down. But again, we just mitigated this fair value gap, kind of got a little bit of a double bottom, right, and we're breaking above that high. So again, we may just get a little pullback and then we'll start to rise. So overall, like, the dollar is very mixed, but I can see it rising a good amount, but I can also see it falling. So it's very, very tough, guys. But if I'm going to choose just for now, I'm going to say that the dollar is going to rise, tap into this supply and potentially this one before falling. All right, so I'm going to go bullish on the dollar. All right, over to odd dollar. All right, if we look at this from a higher time frame, again, you guys will also see that it looks bullish, right, from the daily. All right, we broke that trend line, made a higher high. Higher high, then a higher low. But now we're kind of failing to break above this high, so we could get a drop, which when we come down to the lower time frame, right, we'll see this bit of a double top that we have, right, from the rise up. Again, we did break this, these structure lows, but after we had this break of this high, we just failed to make higher highs, giving us a little bit of a double top vibe. So again, even though I'm long on the odd dollar from last week, I'm kind of changing my bias now. I think that we're going to get a drop into this fair value gap in this demand area before potentially rising out of that. So we're looking at roughly 75 pips to the downside, and that will line up with the dollar rising, right? If the dollar rises, typically the odd dollar will fall. So gotta be very careful. Again, this is still mixed. Even though it's giving us the double top, we can respect this and just kind of get up out of here. So a lot of these are looking mixed as of right now, because again, guys, coming this week we got news starting on Tuesday, but then Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday we have CPI and Thursday we have PPI. So again, those are going to be major movers for Forex in general, right, when those days come around. So if we're waiting until then, you're going to get a little bit of a mix up or choppiness on the charts until those days come around, to where at that time we'll know exactly what the charts are going to do. So I'll be looking to go live on those days, so guys, please tune in. But I'm going to say right now, I'm going to go bearish on the odd dollar, all right? But then potentially bullish from these demand areas, all right? Moving over to euro dollar, same kind of thing, right? So euro dollar did break above these highs, right? Kind of just equal highs, right? So still low, or still falling, if you will, right? Because we never really, this was our supply area here. We dropped down, made the new low, pulled back to that supply area, and then started falling. So you can see we got this little break right here of this low, so that gave us a change of character to the downside. So we might just pull back a little bit and then continue to drop, which again will line up with the dollar rising. So I'm going to go and switch up and go bearish on the euro dollar, but not for long, right? Again, we're going to probably get back down to this level of demand before we potentially rise up from it, all right? But I'm seeing a pullback first and then a drop down, right, for a sell, and then from this area I'm seeing a buy. All right, so bearish initially, all right, and then overall bullish sometime in the long the long term. All right, looking at pound dollar, and again, we're getting bearish vibes. All right, so here was a supply area. We broke this low, did all of this dancing, pulled back to supply, dropped down, made this demand that broke this high, but now we just had a change of character here, so we're respecting that, right? And this is a fair value gap that we just filled in. So now it looks like GU is going to continue to fall down to this next level of demand for 133 pips. All right, so I'm bearish on GU, but man, it's funny, right? All right, so over to New Zealand dollar, and I didn't want to buy New Zealand dollar because of this right here, the equal highs looking like a double top, and now it looks more like it will drop. So I'm gonna go bearish on New Zealand dollar as well. But you guys can see, we got levels of demand that this can easily tap into and start to rise, but you never know when you're going to get that, right? So just initially, from what market structure is giving me, I'm going to go bearish on New Zealand dollar. All right, over to dollar CAD, and from a higher time frame, guys, you can see that I was very bearish. All right, I saw this nice trend line break that we got right here. All right, and then price did pull back to the 38, and then it started to fall. So on the dollar CAD, I mean, guys, it looks very bearish, and you guys know that we got tariffs that we put on Canada, and then it looks like they're putting some on us. So this is very mixy, but just from a technical standpoint, it does look like it's going to drop. But if the dollar rises, right, this may push up to a deeper pullback into these Fibonacci levels, probably even into the supply area before it begins to drop. All right, so watch out for that, but I'm covered for it, right? My stop loss is way behind supply, right? That's over 200 pips to the upside. So again, we could get that beginning into the week, right? And then we'll get the fall, right? Time will tell, but I'm going to go bearish overall on the dollar CAD, even though I see a pullback possibly happening the beginning of the week, because again, the end of the week we already had the drop. So again, guys, remember to keep that in mind. If you're going to sell high. If you're going to buy low, right? And so far, since it's dropped, we want to buy it, right, to try to catch that pullback and then turn around and try to catch the drop. All right, that's keys to success, if you will. All right, so over to dollar CHF, and again, this started to look bearish from a higher time frame. But now I can see that we're respecting the support area, right? Every time price gets here, bounce up, bounce up, bounce up. But now from the weekend, we've definitely got up to this high point, right? To where you guys can see I'm short on dollar CHF. So I expected to tap into supply and, come on down to this level of support that we have. But even more, I'm kind of aiming for way more on this. But overall, I'm bearish on dollar CHF. It still is giving downtrend structure. All right. Over on dollar JPY, I'm bullish. All right. We got a bit of an equal low at a major demand key area. So I'm looking to take that all the way up to the area that we broke that has not been retested for about 257 pips. All right. Bullish on dollar JPY. All right, over to pound odd, and I'm bearish, guys. Look, my team sold from right up in this area, and look, price tanked. We made 163 pips, and it's still counting. So since we made this major drop, right, and we broke this low, I expect price to kind of pull back to this low, potentially tap into supply, and then drop once again. So if it does that, we're going to get 300 pips to the downside this week coming on pound odd. Don't miss out on this play, guys. It's setting up very, very perfectly. All right, bearish on pound odd. Over to pound CHF. Again, this was another one that I called in my last weekly watch list. We got the double top right at supply, and then it crashed, right? It went over 432 pips, and you guys see that's in 4 days. So from the time the week started last week, we just been falling on pound CAD and getting 400 pips on it. So now that we've broken this low, I expect price to push up, tap into the supply area, potentially just the area that we broke, even though it did it already, right? But I still think we're going to get a bit of a pullback to really sweep this liquidity and tap into supply, and then from there I'll be looking to sell it. So bullish initially, but then overall bearish as I'm looking to catch about another 400 pips this week coming on pound CAD. All right, bearish on pound CAD. Moving over to pound Swiss franc, and you guys can see we got the nice trend line break. We've already pushed down, making a new low, breaking this low, and now we've pulled back into supply, and I believe that we're going to fall from here for about 164 pips to the downside. I'm bearish on pound CHF. All right, over to pound JPY. So just, like the dollar JPY, where it looks bullish, pound JPY also is looking bullish when we get to this lower time frame. Let's try this. All right, and whoop, there it is, right? We've kind of came down to this demand area. Now we swept it, and then we started to push up a little bit more from there. So like, let's look at it. Let's say 30-minute. Okay, there you guys can see we have our our morning star, right? These 3 candlestick patterns are giving us bullish indication for a reversal, right? From down, right, to potentially up. So I'll be looking to catch the dollar JPY to the upside for about 272 pips bullish on dollar JPY. Just FYI, last week dollar JPY went over 400 pips in 2 days. All right, my team caught a lot of that. Shout out to the members. But this week we're looking, or we should be looking, to catch the reversal. All right, the potential reversal. All right, so again, bullish on pound JPY. All right, pound New Zealand, and again, kind of got the same vibes where I believe we're gonna rise, right? So we did a nice change of character, breaking this high, and then we all went up and started making higher highs, higher lows. Now we did change structure here, so I expect it to fall, right, and get into this fair value gap, potentially this demand zone before it rises. Okay, but we may not get that, right? We might be able to turn around right here, because you can see it broke just a little bit above this high to make this new high. So it could be a pullback here and then bounce up out of here. All right, so overall I am bullish on the pound New Zealand, looking to catch about 600 points on that next week, guys. Don't sleep, all right, or don't blink, either one. Right, just get in the mix and get ready. Right, rock with me, forexwithbain.com. Come join the Discord. You guys will get your education and your paper. All right, 2 for 1. Let's go. So over on oil, I've been waiting for oil to rise for the longest, and now I may exactly get that, right, with our falling wedge into this major level of demand. So here's my position. Again, I did get in it from here, and you guys can see I'm down, right, but I'm surviving. Okay, so again, that happens. You got to know how to keep your emotions in check and just kind of let things play out, right? You'll be all right. But here's a $3 move on oil, so that's 300 pips. But over time, I do expect oil to get all the way up to this high, which is about our 80 price point, right? Which is from 70. That's a $10 move. That is 1,000 pips on oil, guys. Okay, and on a standard lot, we're talking 10 bands. All right, so just put it all in perspective. Okay, so I'm bullish on oil. All right, over to silver. Silver is kind of also giving this equal highs, right? Kind of double top kind of vibe. So I can see it falling, potentially down to support and then rising from there. So I'm gonna go temporarily bearish on silver. All right, because again, we did break this high, so all of this will just be a pullback, right, to this uptrend that we're in. All right, because we are up on silver, so don't sell it thinking that it's going to completely reverse, right? It has this demand and that demand that it can reverse from and start to go up. All right, so I'm aiming for this price point on silver, and that's where I expect it to go. So bearish initially, but then turn around and I'll be looking to buy silver. All right, gold. All right, so gold, again, my team bought gold and we caught up to 70. It made a $79 move, so that's literally almost 800 pips that we caught on gold. It did not hit our TP of 100 or 1,000 points, but pips, but it still has potential to do that. All right, it's just I see it potentially sweeping this liquidity and then tapping into demand before it rises up. So you can see the position is that you want to have is going to be somewhere in this 28-13 area respectively. All right, so bullish on gold. All right, over to natural gas, and natural gas is a little bit mixed. I think we're gonna again tap down into this demand and then start to rise. So just overall bullish on natural gas. Okay, now the big dogs, this is what I'm looking to make a killing on this week. Just told my team, and I want them to understand what I mean. So on the 4-hour, guys, again, we made this major bearish push down on that Friday, right? and because of that, we had a change of character, breaking this low. So now, guys, what's going to end up happening is that we're most likely, let me get a little lower so you guys can see. All right, kaboom. So what we're probably going to get, guys, is price to respect this area as demand, and we're going to get the pullback deep into this level, right? May get into the supply, may get into this fair value gap, but we're going to get a pullback up like this, right? That's a 46-point move, and then I'm looking to catch it short from here, and you can see that's an $87 move on SPY. So bullish right out the gate, guys. All right. Again, it may, push down to here before it rises, but it is kind of at a support level now, and you can see that the way the candles are forming, giving us a lot of wicks, we could definitely begin to rise up. So I'm bullish on SPY initially, but Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, I'm looking for SPY to be in this area, and then I'm looking to sell it big time for a huge move, which again could go way more than 87 points. We get all the way down here for 171 points on SPY. So bearish long term on SPY this week. All right, over to NAS, right? Same exact thing, guys. So we broke the trend line, right? Giving us a change of character from up to now down, right? Broke all of these lows sitting here in this area. So now I expect us to pull back to the area that we broke, potentially to the supply area that's sitting right up in here off of this candle, and then drop down, guys. This will be a huge play on NAS, right? This is over 1,000 points to the downside if it gets to this low, but even if it gets to about here, that's 370. But if we're counting from this higher point, it's probably more like 500 or so, right? So either way it goes, guys, watch out for this pullback on NAS up into this trend line, potentially the supply area, right, before a major drop. All right, again, I'm expecting to see this around Tuesday or Wednesday, right before CPI and PPI, and I'm going to make a killing. All right, bearish on NAS. Last but not least, US 30, same story, guys. They all are doing the same thing, and I just want to show y'all really quick. If we look at some of the top stocks in the NAS, right? Look, they all bled on Friday, and so did US 30. And then when you look at some of these, they look like they're going to tank from a technical standpoint on the charts. I know we got a lot going on with Trump and what's going on in the economy, but just overall, guys, technical wise, they look like they are going to absolutely tank. I don't know if they're going to categorize it as a market crash or not, but I want you guys to be able to realize that there's opportunity here. All right, so again, NAS, I'm expecting it to pull back potentially into this fair value gap, maybe even back up to the supply area before it drops. So no matter what NAS does US 30 does going up, maybe I'll try to scalp it, maybe not, but what I'm really looking for is the drop. All right, so if we get up into any one of these areas, guys, I'm going to be looking to have a nice short position here, or a nice sell limit short position here, and I'm going to make a killing over 1,000 points to the downside on this position, and on this one we're talking about 800 points. So again, guys, don't miss out. All right, if you review a lot of my weekly watch lists, you'll see a lot of these things have come true, guys, and my team is getting to it. So again, if you're trying to learn this stuff, I know you've been searching. All right, I know you've been looking through a few things, but you just haven't been able to quite get it figured out yet, and that's because you haven't gotten with your boy. All right, so again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends and family. Let me know what you guys are looking at this week on the charts, right? And we can review that, right? If you got any questions, comments, or concerns, I'll be more than happy to answer them in the chat. So go ahead and drop it down. And guys, meantime, in between time, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is. It's your boy. Peace.
Wanna get money? Wanna get paid? Master Forex, like a sensei? Then you know you gotta come and swing my way. And if you wanna fast forward, hit replay.